And you're talking about like, hey, we pulled our identities out of this. I mean, you had the idea and I put legs on it.
Yep.
And there was a lot of times those legs had bruises and shin, splints, and it was some tough times. But I do think 2025 is going to be a little bit less chaotic and more intentional.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we've moved into as a company is being more intentional.
Yep.
And I think that it's kind of I walked through the office this morning before I came here. And it's almost surreal. I mean, obviously we understand that people come there and they know what they're supposed to do. They know they're supposed to be at work, but it's man, it's a blessing to walk in and see people that are happy. They're happy to see you. And they're happy to be at work.
Yep.
And they don't need you at all. At all. They just know what to do, when to do it, and what the process is. And a lot of that comes from us. A lot of that comes from Mike. Yep. I can remember the days prior to Mike.
Yep.
So we need to have a podcast with Mike in here one day. That's
100%. Yeah, we're going to revisit that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What we're talking about right now, like, let's put some guardrails on it. Like, what is it? It's change. We've literally rode a rocket in 3 years and dealt with so many changing, moving pieces. And not only that, different roles, responsibilities, duties, needs. We're in a whole different ballgame now. And so the thing is like, as this has grown, the things in the beginning, there was things that we loved. I loved client experience. I love being, sitting at a table with a family, them telling me what they're trying to do and go build it and trying to work through all the nasty details of it. I love doing sales. I love finding ways to market to people and then have them sit at the table with me. And then, I kind of handed off sales. You were still in production for years. So like I lost my baby of sales. Like I didn't have this conversation anymore. And it was an identity shift because I was like a little bit lost. Like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And then marketing, I really leaned into that and drove and figured out ways to get people, get in the seat and get people in the door. And then Jenna came along and like that kind of got handed off. And then when Mike came in, like you got to like walk away a little bit, but like business becomes a journey, not a destination. And you are going to have moments that are setbacks and hurdles and obstacles that are also lessons every phase. Every win is backed up with a whole new set of losses and a whole new set of obstacles that are different than the ones prior to that moment. So like in the beginning, we were like, we got to figure out a way to make money. And so we were solving problems at light speed, trying to figure out how in the world are we going to do enough of this to where we can hire people, pay ourselves, and do things. And we lived in that battle, right? Like we've never been greedy. We've never been crazy. We've always redispersed the money and got the people needed and kept the gas pedal full acceleration to growth. And then you get to growth and then you start transferring into scale. And part of scale is like you don't have a lot of responsibility for the day-to-day operations of what's current, right? And so now you're in this new seat of like where we're scaling opportunities and moving into new markets and having new conversations, and the duty is different and the identity is different and all these things are changing. So like the ebb and flow of growth is like you can grow and get tied up in the identity of the moment, the problems that I'm solving, and start dictating like this is my value, this is what I bring to the table. And then when you find someone who can also do that, it's a blessing because it's like, now I don't have to do that. But then you have to like go, well, what do I do now? And so it's constant evolution. So like we're in a completely different place, January 2025 versus January 2022. Think about January 2022. It was two dudes with a shoebox office, right? Trying to figure out we didn't even know what we were building. Like we were trying to develop a system to even be able to bring people in and design and go to construction and trying to build the process and how we were going to construct and figuring out lending and all these things. And now we're in a different position. Now we're in 3 states, 6 offices, 60 employees, servicing hundreds and hundreds of clients. And we got a whole different perspective now. So it's like that's something that you could lean into for like business owners. Like there are seasons of this to where the struggle never gets easier. It's just different, right? Like it's a new set of challenges, different challenges. We're in a new boat. We're in a new piece of the ocean. And we're navigating through it to figure out like what is next. Like speaking of that a little bit, like the last 3 years was something that was like an overcoming obstacle that you're like, holy crap.
So I mean, I think a lot of it comes from we ran it as best we could up to the summer of 24, 23. And we started hiring high level people that knew what they, processes wise, even like Mike. And so I think the struggle for you and for me, because you champion it, but I think the struggle for you is you have these people that come in like Mike or, Lance is here now and he's more of the corporate world.
Oh.
Nick's more of the corporate world. And I remember the first time you stopped me in the hall and you were like, you have to calm down. You have to calm down. And I think it will always be those people, and they're great for our company and they produce the process, but it'll always be like the Greek mythology deal where he's like holding up the world. It's you literally going, hold up, just wait a minute before you implode it. Like we got to take a deep breath. And I think that's going to be a big struggle. The larger you get, the more highly intelligent people that you put in, who are trained in the old way, not our way, is the people you're going to have to deal with like me, where I would come in and was like, nah, hell no. And you had to change it.